Rapid eye movement. Rapid eye movement.
Hey there, photo renewers. So that's Tape Gun. This is my box, and this is all taped up and ready to go back to Amazon. And so what happened? So Pentax releases the K3 II, and let's analyze this. So this is a K3. K3 has a pop-up flash. Pentax took away the pop-up flash, put a GPS unit in there, and as far as I can tell, it's the only physical change to the camera. And they screwed it up. The first one I got 2-3 weeks ago, you turn it on, and I hit the GPS button, and then the camera wouldn't turn off. All the lights stayed on. It would still autofocus. Mine wouldn't release, but it would still autofocus. It wouldn't take a picture, but all the lights would stay on, even with the power switch off. So the difference between the K3 II and the K3 physically is that they removed the flash and they put a GPS antenna or unit in where the flash is, in this area here, and then bolted the lid down. And that was the only change they made to the camera, hardware-wise, and they screwed it up. Because the pixel shift, I mean the K3, there's no reason why the K3 can't do pixel shift. It's got all the stuff in it. That, you know, they didn't really, so honestly, they really didn't need a K3 II, did they? I mean, they could have just released firmware and made the K3 pixel shift. There's no reason why they couldn't have done that. The Astro Tracer, yeah, I mean, the K3 already does that if you have the GPS unit. All they did was remove a flash and put a GPS unit inside the camera, and they screwed it up. And they, you know, they have been relatively I mean, they handled it really well, because right away they're like, yeah, okay, send them back, we got a problem. I mean, that's the fastest response. It wasn't like Nikon where, you know, with the 610 and some of the other issues they've had, the D600, where they've taken, you know, 6 months to a year while we're looking at the problem, meanwhile everybody's scratching their ass. Pentax, like, I mean, this camera's been out less than a month, and Pentax is already like, yep, these are the serial numbers, send it back, you know, send it to Precision Camera, we'll take a look at it. So, okay, so this K3 that I got a week ago was 100%, it's working fine. But I called up Pentax today, and the guy was like, well, it was my camera, I'd send it to Precision Camera. Okay. I mean, you know, okay, and so you paying for that? I have to pay for a brand new camera to send it to get it fixed because you guys didn't manufacture it properly? I guess so. Well, guess what? I can send it back to Amazon Prime for the next 3 weeks and get my money back and move on down the road, right? It kind of, and here's the problem. It kind of makes me realize, like, you know, Pentax is a small player. They have small margins, and you know, you can't product launch stuff with. You can't make a minor change and screw it up, because guess what? They're probably going to lose a sale, because throughout this whole thing, 2 K3 IIs now, I kind of realized I don't need a K3 II. The pop-up flash is more important to me. The pixel shift doesn't really work for waterfalls or 10-stop neutral density shots. If anything's moving in the scene, you get weird artifacts. Like I shot some moving water. I'll put the picture in on the one of the first intro pictures. If you blow that picture up, you know, at even 50%, you can see in the water there's really weird artifacts. So pixel shift doesn't work for waterfall. I mean, you don't really need it. You got 24 megapixels anyway. The bottom line comes down to is, you know, if I was buying a K3 or a K3 II today, if I didn't have a K, I'd get a K3 for $700 with a free battery grip. $750 on B&H with a free battery grip. That's a way better deal than a K3 II at $930 you know, unless you absolutely need a GPS, and then get one that's serial number 6206660 or higher. Because below that, as soon as you get the camera, you got to send it in on your dime to have them fix it. I mean, somebody calculated there's like 11,000 cameras that are affected by this. So the bottom line is even if your camera, so according to the guy at Pentax that I talked to today, even if your camera's working, he said if it was him, he'd send it in and have it looked at. Brand new camera, one change. Pentax is a niche player. You know, you just lost a sale on this one. I probably am not going to replace it. I've got a K3, I got a K5 2S. I got my camera needs covered right now. Good luck with that full frame. You're coming out with a whole new camera with a whole new, I mean, I'm not buying one for the first 6 months. Not with this kind of track record. I mean, you know, thank God my K3 doesn't have the mirror flap issue, although that's kind of gone away now that they've kind of addressed it with firmware, I guess. I've never seen the problem, I've never had the problem, knock on wood. Now I'm going to get it, right? So anyway, yeah, impressed with Ricoh that they handled it immediately, got to the bottom of it very quickly, and then were upfront about it and said, send it in, we'll fix it. Very impressed with that. What I'm not impressed with, and you can tell by the tone of the video, you guys made one change to a camera that's in its 5th generation. This camera body hasn't changed since the K7. And you made one change, and you have 11,000 cameras out there in the wild that are screwed up. What? You know, I've been saying this for the past like 4 or 5 months. Couldn't find their ass with both hands. And it applies to like almost every aspect of my life. Like everywhere I go, like that thought just keeps running through my head. These people couldn't find their ass with both hands. The level of incompetency in this world is phenomenal. And it's spiking, it's tangential. Anyway, all right, that's it with Photo Universe. I'd buy a K3 with a free battery grip. Don't get the K3 II unless you absolutely need the GPS and you need it built into the camera. Otherwise, get the optional GPS for the K3, you're golden. And the pixel shift is a gimmick, in my opinion. Until people are gonna be like, well, pixel shift, I love pixel. Well, let's see the pictures, right? How much, I mean, I can make 20 by 30, 30 by 40 inch prints from my 24 megapixels in my K3. I can do it from my 16 megapixels in my K3 too. What is pixel shift gonna do for me? Right? And I'm talking fine art prints, right? I mean, a lot of people don't understand. I was a fine art black and white darkroom printer. All right, I've had gallery shows. I know what I'm talking about. You know, people are like, I gotta have full frame, I gotta have all this resolution. We're there. If you're not making pictures, I mean, I dare anybody to show me where you're exceeding the capabilities of your camera. If there's anybody out there who says, you know, hey, I'm shooting these, email me. You can find my email address. I'd like to know about it. Okay, if you've got a K3 2S or a K3 or even a K3 II that works, and you're exceeding the capabilities of your camera, and you're saying to yourself, you know, I need to switch out to full frame because I'm just not getting the quality I need for the work that I'm doing, I'd like to hear about it. Okay, because all those people who would be doing that are shooting a 645 or some kind of medium format anyway. Okay. Anyway, all right, well, we're in kind of a feisty mood today because we got to send the camera back that we're kind of pissed about. So there it is, Ed with Photo Universe. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.